Hello, folks. This is PsychicUnderLord from PsychicUnderLord.shop as well as PsychicUnderLord.etsy.com. Please subscribe to our channel here on YouTube as well as like as well as share the content here. We have another video that we're going to provide some intelligence to update everyone with what's been going on the last few weeks. Have been jaw-dropping, edge of your seat type of advancements have been occurring, and as per usual, I tend to get out of the way of the early adopters because sometimes the first messages you hear are not as accurate as those that are provided with some level of context as well as a level of tempering the message as a result of things that have developed so quickly around these very hot topics. We want to talk about disclosure today. And we want to talk about disclosure as well as the tech surrounding the disclosure. This is an intelligence video, top secret. I would advise for you to put in headphones when you're listening to this to avoid sounding as if you're bringing information that others may be uncomfortable hearing. So I'll give you a moment to do that. We want to talk about disclosure that has been occurring in the United States government as the inventors of the internet itself. I guess the international community thought that they were divorced from the power of the United States, not realizing that the internet itself is the invention of the United States military, and all transmission, all surveillance, and all of it has always been logged. Even the fact of identity theft and bank theft and fraud that has occurred hundreds and thousands of times higher than ever before in history due to the fact that digital means were being used as the primary venue for these illicit transactions. We're now discovering the reason why banks have not gone to the ultimate degree to go to court with you as a witness providing testimony in an actual legal court is because they're actually working all within inside of a product. So they're working in the dimension of a lower dimension inside of the internet, inside of this digital technology. No testimony required, no court appearance required, no type of volunteering of information outside of you filing your claims and providing information of the last time you saw your card and things of that nature. They'll pretty much take care of all of it because they do have all the information. The people who've been getting away with, or quote unquote getting away with it in terms of getting money, moving back and forth, especially illegal cartels, hidden factions, dark money, trading hands. This is all in open sight of those who work at the behest of the system. They're very well aware who's doing it. They're very well aware to the point now where even the President of the United States, after the 2024 debacle with the car-sized drones driving out of the ocean, through the skies, along the highways, through many, many cities all across the nation, the United States military suggesting that they were providing, they were participating in some type of military operation. Yet we also have the disclosures with the orbs of the unknown technologies coming in and out of the ocean, flying through major cities, being disclosed through the CIA, being published through the internet for the entire world to see, putting away any type of spookery or any type of tomfoolery connected to this UAP. They did this years ago, and it was horrific because no one knew what was actually occurring. And there's never been an official statement. There were some soldiers who did provide intelligence um, in the forms of live videos, but that has been unsubstantiated. The UAPs are everywhere. You see the drones. They have come through in multiple numbers. Um, Private locations, public locations, you name it. They're everywhere in the skies. And especially when it becomes dark, you're able to keenly notice that the air traffic of regular airplanes has extremely reduced in volume, while the amount of UAPs and low flying craft has multiplied. So, this is an unusual time. People want to understand, well, Spirit Airlines just went out of business. This is a discount airliner, one of the cheapest that you can actually fly, and they actually are going out of business, which doesn't make sense when you think about dollars and cents. You think about convenience and providing a product that's much more reasonable. Um, they apparently rejected a government bailout because they said they didn't want the government to take over the airline, and somehow some sort of moral dignity that they hold kept them from keeping the airline open altogether, as if those planes themselves wouldn't be repurposed and could be repatriated for the purposes of deportation, mass relocation. Of course, we also are in an international war that no one is talking about, and it's been silent, a silent discussion. Yet, when I come through with the other intelligence concerning that war and concerning my remote viewing that was done last month, this is actually going to become quite a bit more chilling that you could ask for. There's been a global UAP parade. Not only has the internet been subdivided by countries, they've also been using the VPNs to allow people to access internet in other countries. So, for regular users who are not too tech savvy, they just sit there on gaining access to the internet in their own country, while others are multiplying their exposures, advertising, and all these type of things through using VPNs, virtual private networks, accessing the internet in other countries. This allows them to multiply their influences. And we talk about, oh, there was collusion from another country. They were interfering. Do you know how many people are interfering right now with things in your country because of virtual private networks, because of people in chat rooms, because of people utilizing message postings and putting out through advertising in very inexpensive markets where they can mass advertise for things that are happening in other countries, but by using systems that are a part of your actual country. This is one big hoax, and it's a free for all, freely flowing and running. And the internet keeps no secrets. They are very well aware of who is able to do this, who is transferring money, who is using Western Union. These people understand that if you're sending anything through digital means, they say, oh, well, it's not coming through the telephone lines, it's not coming through copper wire, so uh, it does not require anything special because they phase it out. That's not true. Those wires are still in your house. Those wires are still being used by major distribution, as well as when they had remember when they used to have free telephone? They used to have things, they said, oh, this is Magic Jack. We put this into the telephone jack, and it uses a digital format where you can actually talk on the phone for free and don't have to pay a telephone bill, and then you can hook your phone, your laptop or computer up to it and gain internet access. So you're telling me the internet and the phone and all the banking systems and all the credit card systems are running through the same wires? Disclosure. We have not even touched on the fact of the holographic images that have been popping up in your peripheral view of Americans, of foreigners. We've actually um, been investigating as far as who specifically is receiving the messages and what they're receiving. And we've come to realize that not everyone is receiving the messages at the same time. And there are perhaps even affinity groups that are receiving it. Maybe only white people, maybe only black people, maybe only gay people, maybe only Asian people, maybe only uh, corporate workers, maybe only domestic workers, maybe blue collar. There is so much of a possibility of what this is presenting, uh, not just in terms of the entertainment value of it, because we look at something and we say, oh, this looks very nice to see, but you don't know behind the scenes what this is actually for. If the internet was able to supersede television, then television would have no purpose, right? There would be no more television. They would shut off all the TV stations. They did not do that. So it's going all at the same time. The CIA has published documents online openly with videos, thousands and thousands and thousands of documents, some redacted, some unredacted, about UFOs and UAPs. We're receiving messages in our minds, apparently, of images of singing, of music, of fantastic, beautiful productions, a metropolitan opera coming into our heads. And we're talking about uh, why didn't someone get married? We have to understand that the disclosure is a multi prismatic front. It's coming at us internally in the form of these holographic, these projected images that we're seeing. We don't know the origin or the faction of what it's representing, if this is a foreign government, if this is a United States asset, is it being run? We know that the people we're seeing are black. Lots of black people. Yet, we're curious about who's actually behind all of these things. Declassification is over. President Trump has ensured that the information that comes down from the government is the highest level of intelligence ever, ever seen in the history of human civilization. So declassification is null and void. Whatever people are thinking is missing, perhaps even Epstein files. I mean, they put out millions and millions of documents with every type of celebrity and famous, successful person. It did absolutely nothing. Uh, that, along with all the other sensationalism, the world did not explode when they advertised on national television on several stations videos of UFOs just flying, because we've become so desensitized. We can easily hop on the highway any night and watch drones follow the path of traffic up and down the highway every night. Drones flying over shopping centers. I have videos and videos in my reels. If you go all the way back to the beginning of my reels, I started disclosing so many when they had the golden UAPs, those UFOs that would just sit over top of major metropolitan areas, just sitting there, golden orbs, unmoving. And then we had orbs that were actually in the sky, and other planes were avoiding them. This is a part of national security. So I know that people who fly planes, they have a certain level of clearance, and a lot of people are being switched out because they're not able to handle the level of what's going on up there. So we have to have national security. Trump is to remain the president of the United States indefinitely, and that's a permanent assignment that is assigned to President Donald Trump. And this is a message to all the people who are involved politically in all of these types of uprisings and inappropriate things or acts of civil disobedience. We will have a government, but we also will have President Donald Trump at the helm. Bruce Bannon has revealed this. And I don't think that it's too far-fetched when I watched the President of the United States in his office with the Secretary of Health, as well as other controversial figures in the intelligence and disclosure community and conspiracy community standing right behind him, signing off and in agreement with his dissertation that the psychedelic drugs will be rolled out at scale for the people of the United States, and that there is a green light being given for those who are using psychedelic drugs, magic mushrooms, ayahuasca, ecstasy, all of these types of pills and things that people are taking that take them to an altered state of consciousness. This may be in conjunction with the UAP disclosures as some type of protection for those who are experiencing psychiatric events. We've also had another assassination attempt just mere weeks ago where the White House Correspondents' Dinner was stormed. And all of this is true. I'm not just coming out of thin air with this stuff. A guy ran in with guns and knives to shoot into the White House Correspondents' celebration dinner. He was taken down. He was not killed. He pleads not guilty and leaves the burden of proof on the court because we have such a rich legal tradition that we have people who obviously, even on camera, can do a crime, but we have a legal process unlike other areas. But we're all using the same internet. So the prosecution of what comes through the internet maybe is in the hands, outside of the hands of our legal process. The Iran war has all but ended quietly. This is top secret intelligence. I'll give you another opportunity to put in headphones before I say this. The Iran war has been a bone of contention between the Democrats and the Republicans and all manner of people and, people who are concerned with human rights and all of these types of things. Well, there has been mass sinking and mass casualty events all throughout Iran. You cannot put a raft into that sea between Iran, Oman, and Saudi Arabia. You cannot put a raft into that water without it being dragged to the bottom. Something is in that water that is taking boats, massive boats and ships from Iran and sinking it to the bottom of the water like clockwork 24 hours a day. This has been going on for weeks. My intelligence has revealed this to me, that it is a mass sinking. The United States has moved southerly out of those waters because what they're saying is that they don't want to take blame for something that has not been claimed. If an assignment of responsibility has not been accepted by the United States, they don't want to be in those waters under the assumption that they're actually doing it. We don't know what's doing it. In addition, those those mines. There have been several explosions in buildings in Iran, moving from the water, fanning out, mass casualties, entire buildings of people being blown to smithereens. Even right now, the discussion of the documentation being received and signed by Iran is questionable because we don't know who's actually receiving the documents and who's actually sending them, because it's just all coming back as a bunch of garbage that no one can possibly understand what it actually means. With that, and knowing that the quest to quote unquote end the war is being met with such uh, primitive ignorance, is shocking to say the least. And knowing that the mass casualties have been in the thousands and higher of the Iranian people, whether they be military people, whether they be insurgents or people uh, re- involved in those, just like I put out the intelligence last month about those people who are appearing to be at work, but they've actually been deputized by the Iranian government, serving as sleeper cells, serving as human bombs, and this type of thing. For the ground war, there's no discussion of a ground war because the desiccation of Iran is nigh, and they have been, so even other international who have been involved with this, they say this couldn't be the United States, because the level of firepower that has hit Iran and has hit it from the ground, without any type of bombs being sent in or tomahawk missiles, nothing like that. This is coming one after another, after another, after another, has been blowing up Iran. So there's no real war, but the United States is backing off because they don't know what is happening. And we know that other nations are not being targeted at all either. They're able to freely process through those waters and out into the toward the Indian Ocean, undeterred. So this is, please reference my dream, um, posting where I was talking about how I was seeing, in my remote viewing, uh, what happened technologically. We had uh, so many different things that looked as if they were, but they weren't. A lot of confusion. Then you have the mystical, the spiritual aspects being brought into the dance and the masquerading and costuming. It just is out of this world. But now the discussion is far beyond that. Now it is, what is actually left in that entire gigantic area of space they call Iran. There's certainly not going to be many people there after this goes through. Uh, we don't have any official word from the United States about uh, timing or things that are happening behind the scenes. But we're going to continue to update you with our top secret intelligence. And please, as I asked before, if you can use headphones. We also have with the heralding of the holographic imaging that has been coming around the clock into our minds. Some people have reported while seeing it while they were working or while they were on the job. Some people were in their homes. Some people were actually uh, out, perhaps in public shopping or what have you. So there are a lot of different parameters that they're working on with this technology in terms of who's receiving it and how they're receiving it. So we're trying to find the trends and make sense of what they're receiving, and if that actually will be key information moving forward. But we've come to know about the Virginia Old Country. This is actually a project that has been distributed through the holographic system. the Dreams Incorporated in Virginia Old Country. This appears to be some type of fantasy resort. We're seeing amusement type of rides. We're seeing spa type of treatments, live entertainment, food, lodging. We're seeing it very extravagantly produced and designed, entertainment oriented spaces. And it is taking center stage. People are trying to figure out where it is and what is the Virginia Old Country. You know that they have several different entertainment parks in the state of Virginia. So, what technically that would be, we're still waiting to understand that. We also see a lot of costuming. They have people dressing up. They also have an education initiative. They talked about the place where people are getting screened for major film opportunities, major musical opportunities, dance, major opportunities in hosting and in food preparation. They screen people at Dreams Incorporated and put them to work around, they even said around the country. So this could be through the movie studios. They financed some type of film lot or some type of outside of California. Maybe they're trying to form a new type of film syndicate on the East Coast in the state of Virginia, where they're able to screen and to train people for the entertainment industry. And post Epstein, all the flack that they've taken about LA, what we think about the Palisades fires, when LA ran out of money to fight the fires and they ran out of water and the water was turned off in all those people's homes. These are millionaires and billionaires' homes burned to the ground to a crisp. And to have whatever faction is involved with this Dreams Incorporated, they're actually taking things to another level because they're actually taking the lead in recruiting instead of people seeking them. They say maybe there are not enough people coming to LA to fill these opportunities. And these films have been financed and they've taken 3, 4, 5 years of a pipeline as far as leading to it, and they can't actually recruit the people. So trying to find a central location, of course, New York is out. When you have these type of political wranglings as well as cultural, and don't forget that we just had a mass influx of an invasion of illegals that have come into the country that are living in these places like New York and other major cities. There may be a lack of resources and a lack of zoning or permit leeway for them to be able to even do what they're trying to do. So this Virginia Old Country is taking center stage, and it's coming through the holographic technology as far as showing this very beautiful, illustrious place. They had some type of opera at the water. So this, are we talking about Virginia Beach? Or are we talking about some sort of man-made lake? Is it at a lake type of lakefront location? Maybe inside of somewhere inside of the facility. So this also, it has come to our attention. This may be a hidden location. This may be some type of interdimensional resort that exists astrally outside of the purview and outside of the reach of any government entity. It maybe they are taking people in there, training them, and then bringing them out into this realm with certain types of skills and certain type of information and education that they're able to deploy at scale here in our realm. And it all comes from the old country. So is this connected to the continuance of the Trump presidency? Is this connected to the things that are going down? So there is clearly, there's two sides forming with it. There's a side of survival, and then there's a side of experimentation. The side of experimentation being those who are thinking that somehow war and peace discussions are necessary, that taking someone to court and not disappearing them is necessary. It's, we have to do this, we have to do that, we have to follow this, we have to follow that. But really, did the process of democracy exist without a forced hand? Did it exist? Or was there power involved that made it perfect in the end? So we possibly have powered our way into this entire situation. And the assumption is that everything passively was achieved, and there was never a moment where there was not a 50-50 chance. There has to be power in a decision. So the question is, are these people who are participating with these things in the holographic, are they a part of the side of history that we should pursue, or are they a part of something that we should actually avoid at all costs? We're seeing people singing. We're seeing people, metropolitan opera singers, from people from around the world, doing things that have never. Why is it that we couldn't see this type of stuff on television at all this time? Uh, it's it's crazy that the cultural arts have taken a backseat to the social engineering of a decrepit culture and a destruction of a society that is literally on its last leg, and is still fighting to pretend that it can continue. It's some type of holding technology and some type of pipeline to bring people into the way that things used to be. So this Virginia old country, does it represent the new, or does it represent perhaps even the old, the MAGA? Does it represent people, families, and some type of alternative counterculture that's going against uh, the current thing as it has been already laid out for us? Is it a hidden location? This is what people are trying to figure out. It's not any type of mapping that we can find, or any type of location that would indicate, um, inch by inch, we cannot find where this place actually is, yet is in full operation. So we also received a $25,000 uh, offer that has come in. So we want to also say, since the last time we published, I said I was going to go for 150,000. So I had 25,000 just come in. I'm still working with the timelines, and also those of our ritual community. There's been so much of an advancement, so much of a calibration increase in the rituals, that you're going to notice manifestation hundreds of times faster than you once did. And your awareness is key. Keeping tabs on what you want to achieve and what you're looking to do would help us to start to take some notes uh, in terms of what you're going through now, so you'll be able to be prepared to take the next step and to instantly go into the dream finder, pull down those rituals, and then be able to have them cast upon you within 3 to 5 hours. So um, the rituals have been updated, and they brought up a lot. We also have in the blogs, I'm going to put a lot of information in the blogs if you could take some time to peruse. I put in 35 different ritual selections to each blog post, and it's key to note that these are actually attacks. Um, those attack rituals that have been put into the blog posts, I have not had an opportunity to make them official items, but you can always go in and make a custom alter ego, or get a custom ritual done, and then just indicate what's the name of the ritual that you want, and then we'll just apply that particular one. So I'm going to stop here. I know there's a lot more to talk about, but this has actually been a very exciting and very stunning month. So I want you to definitely drink water, breathe, be happy, try to take care of yourself, take care of others. And I will be talking to you soon. Have a great day.